So hello everyone, welcome to the next chapter. So in our previous chapter we learned about establishing the product, where we identified the segmentation, targeting, positioning, the messaging, tonality, and then somewhere the product was ready overall to be launched, right? So you'll have some business objectives that needs to be met, and those business objectives needs to be translated into digital objectives as we move forward. So in my presentation I'm basically covering the process flow that needs to be followed for a brand to be translated from a business objective to the digital objective. This is just an overview flow, and this is the steps that I always follow to arrive at a digital strategy for a brand. So without wasting any more time, let's move. So as I said, the product is ready and our journey is to reach the digital marketing objective. So there are various steps which we covered, but I'll be again brushing it up here just to give you some pathway in terms of defining the process. So what are those? Those are segmentation, targeting, positioning, which we covered, STP, differentiation, messaging, tonality, arriving at a business objective with a given amount of budget. Once we have these things in place, we move into digital marketing. So quickly covering these various steps before we reach to the digital marketing. We have already covered segmentation, so I'll be running fast over here. It's broadly divided into geographical, demographic, psycho, behavioral. You identify few segments which you want, which is actually relevant for your brand. You move to the targeting. That means of the given segmentation, you choose certain segments which you want to play in, given in the space of advantage. Why do you want to play with it, whether it is in terms of locations and so on. Once your targeting is freezed, then you come to the most important part, which is positioning and differentiation. Again, not getting into the depth of it, but positioning can be defined with the TG you are selecting eventually. The differentiation factors that are covered in this, it can be product differentiation, service, channel, people, or image, right? So these are the things which you have already covered. I was quickly brushing it up. Even this part, which is from the messaging perspective, we gave an example in our previous presentation about TVS Apache versus Suzuki 125. What kind of messaging both of them used, what worked, what did not work, what kind of tonality they used, right? So tonality can be anything which you can connect with your brand. It can be, for example, I've given, it can be a caring personality, approachable, serious, funny. For example, Porsche positioned itself as a performance car, and Porsche generally falls in a serious and more of a stylish kind of a tonality, right? You can't give a very funny tune to it. So that is what tonality means. Hence we come to the most important part, which is the business objective. If you look here, what I have broadly done is, your brand will either fall in one of these three categories. Either it will be a big brand, that means an established brand, does not need too much of a noise to be created over brand it is, something like a Nike, Reebok, iPhone, and so on, right? Small brands which are upcoming but they need to gain share, which is like a Mama Earth or a Wow, or it's completely a new brand or kind of a startup that is coming up. So if you're a big brand, your business objective will definitely be to maintain share. That means if you have become a brand which is having a monopoly, then your objective will always remain to maintain share. If you're a small brand, it will be to gain share. If you're a new brand, then the first step will not be to either gain or maintain market share, but to create awareness and engagement for the brand. So that becomes my business objective. From my business, I move to the marketing. If it is to maintain share, I just need to keep on increasing the brand recall. A top of the mind recall is something that needs to be done, which we have seen in ads like Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up, iPhone, Tata, Jio, right? Small brands, they need to increase sales and revenue, so they will give more ads like discounts and more ads which will lure towards conversion, right? It can be creds as an example, or a lot of supermarkets fall in this space. Then we can move to the new brand, where increase brand and awareness overall becomes the marketing objective. Once my marketing objective is defined, then digital marketing objectives can be further defined. That to increase brand recall, you can use static ads, brand videos, amplify video imagery. If it is a small brand, you can increase ROI, traffic to website, influencers, and e-com promotion. Then if you are a new brand, your digital marketing objective will be to create GIFs, brand videos, engagement, activities, or lead generation. Similarly, whatever your business objective is, whatever your budget is, you can decide on the channels accordingly. So this is where your more or less all the steps from completing the product journey completes. Once this completes, then we reach to the greener pasture of it, which is digital marketing. Here I'm removing the part of offline marketing. That will also be a piece of it, but because we are covering the digital piece, I'll be giving you only step by step for the digital marketing. So once digital marketing is there, then whatever your business objective that we have shown in a slide, that how do we convert into digital objectives. Then we identify the channels, we allocate the budget, we start creating the creatives, the execution process starts, we measure it from analytics, we optimize it as we move forward, and then the results. Moving to our digital objectives, as we showed it into a previous slide of business objective. I'm just connecting the board. This is the place where you identify that which brand space are you playing in. Accordingly, you have decided the elements that you can work on. So you have to identify channels, right? So to identify channels, the easiest of ways is you need to first identify the touch points where your consumers are engaging the most. Then choose the channels accordingly. For example, if I am promoting a product through which I identify that my TG is between 25 to 45 and they're into sports, hypothetically if it's an energy drink, then they're into sports, they're into 25 to 45, they're office goers, then my touch points will be those people will be spending maximum time on Instagram, on Facebook, on news sites, on sports sites, on YouTube, maybe stand-up comedies and so on, right? So I have identified a lot of touch points on which they exist. So that is the place I'll identify that which are those channels that we'll be working on. Then you need to allocate the budget. So Facebook and Google are always there in my channels because 1.2 billion audience exists in that space, and it is very obvious that we need to include those channels, but there can be other very small channels that are there. I have mentioned a link over here. If you open this link, you will see almost a list of 1,000+ channels on which you can do some marketing, on which the audience spend times, and accordingly you can work upon. In the creative and execution, in my previous presentation, I showed you an option of Activa and Suzuki Axis 125, right? So these channels help you. Through these channels you can see that both are scooties, but one is playing on the trust aspect because this is an old brand, and hence they have created the creative on an element of trust. This is a new scooty. According to their TG, the crowd is pep, teenagers and people who are into college goers. So they have used good colors, and they have used a tagline like "Kam Peeta Hai," which is like of a very unofficial tone. So we finalized on the tone, and hence you get onto the creatives and start execution as per the channels. Once that is done, you go into the analytics, which I think is one of the most important pieces. So wherever you are falling, you need to follow these metrics. For example, if you were resolving for awareness, then what you need to measure is the reach and frequency. If you are getting into the interest, so then people who are visiting the blog or the YouTube channel or the website or the videos viewed or the page likes on social media, shares, engagement, comments, open rates of email, these will just show that people have shown interest in your content, but they have not converted as such. But you must have collected a lot of cookies in this space. Once this is done, you can do some remarketing and retargeting, and then you move to the desire stage. This is one of the most important pieces, which is you enter into the desire section, which is talking about to those set of audience who have really shown interest on your website. So we can measure it for those set of audience who have again visited the website and have seen some videos which are more than 50%, have submitted their leads. So these become my desired prospects, which you can again reach out to through email marketing and connect. Then my action, where customers, again a mix of all, but the conversion happens. They download a form, they share something, there is an event participation, there is an add to cart on the e-commerce site, right? All these are actions which can be considered as a conversion for customers. The outcome can be either it is an increase in repeat purchase, or increase in advocacy, or increase in sales overall. So that's analytics for me. Then optimization and measure again. Consider optimization in two broad ways. One is A/B testing. We can do an A/B testing through the creatives that we have created. So I always create two creatives for the same TG, run it for 10 days, see which creative really worked for me, and then move on. Then making the creative constant, then I do the experiment with the landing page. I do 2-3 changes, keep on 5 days, 5 days, 5 days, and measure which change was the best effective. Then move to the content piece, where the content that I am sending through emails or through messages can be modified and optimized as we move forward. On the advert side, I can optimize in terms of the keywords. We can add keyword suggestion, we can add negative keywords, we can create more exact match keywords. Then there can be location. You can run it for pan India, you can see which are the locations that are working, and then you boil it down to those locations. Then it devices, which device is working for you, and accordingly you change it. Once you complete the process, you are done with it. And this is the way, or the process, which I really wanted to show, that once you have defined your product, you have defined your business objective, you have defined your channels which you want to play it inside digital marketing. This is the way forward, where how you convert business objective to digital objectives, you identify channel creatives, analytics optimization is the way forward for the conversion part. So thank you so much. See you in the next course.